they went to after some beer, but okay, it's natural. So does this go live to the world? Yes. Okay, clear. Okay, please come here. Oh, you, yeah, sorry. I was
trying to
solve
the problem.
I said that you will start this then.
Yeah. So many people here now. Hello? Does it work? Because I hear only myself, but it's okay. Yeah. Okay, let's start. I'm sorry we have been sorting the beer problem. It's sometimes more difficult than NP problem. It's my pleasure to welcome here our colleagues from La Paranta University. This meeting was organized by Misha Studena and the Department of External Relations to introduce you the possibility to study at our faculty and also in Finland together. So it's called double degree program. Heikki Kelvienen is a professor at the university, and you are for this guarantor of this program. I have also I would like to welcome here Lassi, who is his agenda is double degree at La Paranta University, if I'm saying right, or you will introduce maybe yourself in more detail. Okay.
In our degree program, so the director of data center engineering, but also the whole computational engineering.
Sorry, Lassi, for this.
Yeah. I'm just the head of that one, but he's head of everything.
Okay. Yeah. And also Jari Hämäläinen, he's the vice rector for research from the LUT University. So welcome you here. You know our dean, Ondra Rishavi, is I would say guarantor or referent for double degree from our side. So he will then later on tells you how to proceed if you would be interested to follow this program. So thank you for coming, and I hope you will not enjoy, but you will motivate yourself to try this program and go to Finland. So Heikki.
Right, thank you. So the main thing is, of course, to enjoy studying and enjoy life. And I brought a little bit of this kind of advert from Finland. So our bag, and you can take, it's 10 of them, please just circulate that. And no commitment at all if you take it. But you remember then it all the time that, should I consider this thing? And I think you should. Okay. I prepared around 10 slides to you, and actually, what is the program after I talk? Is there? I think there is some kind of
yeah,
okay. Yeah, some kind of technical things which is important to know. But yeah, I was thinking that too. So, yeah. You already booked one beer to come, or okay. So, of course, you should think that why to come to Lappeenranta. First of all, we are quite flexible fellows, so quite not so formal, but that you already guessed. So, my background is that I have worked in this university, which is not actually mentioned, is it anywhere, mentioned LUT University. Why it's LUT University is that the long full name is Lappeenranta-Lahti University of Technology, LUT. So short. So we use this LUT University, so we are in Lappeenranta. I will shortly show how it looks. And I have worked in this university for 36 years already. So I started to study more than 40 years ago in that university, but I have been 6 years somewhere else. 3 years in University of Surrey in England, 2 years in Czech Technical University in Praha, and then a couple of months also here, and then also Monash University in Malaysia. So a little bit also all around the world. And I encourage you, international activities are useful and they are fun too. So definitely, please come to Lappeenranta. And next, why? Well, I'm in the field of image processing, digital image processing, and We usually try to explain things visually. That image tells the thing that what means that more than 36 actually years of experience nowadays, but time flies. It looks a little bit like that. This is actually a little bit couple of years ago, but sorry, yeah. This is old photo, yeah. And then how it looked when I started to do this job. So it looked like this. So now you wake up, okay, some reactions there, so all right. So this is me when I was young, and the head is the same, but appearance is a little bit different. Yeah, or maybe some development also there in the head. Okay, so Lappeenranta, here Finland, and here in the southeast part of Finland we are. Very convenient 2 hours train journey to Helsinki. If you want to go there to capital, it's very simple. And we actually started this international master level education with Pavel at the end of 90s. So we are pioneers in that sense. So we have a long history together to do that. And let's see. So this is how it looks. Of course, we always use the image from the summer, surprise. So some African students, they are a little bit critical. They say that green winter is okay, but white winter is very bad. So this is the fact then, of course, in the winter that we have snow. And this is actually my house, and this is a real photo, not photoshopped. But it means that you can have some sports activities. Ice hockey is available. We have a main league team. We have also this bandy. Have you actually ever seen this bandy played? On the football field, which is iced. And then you have 11 plus 11 players there, and one tiny orange ball, which is somewhere there, which we can't hardly see. But that's also, we are the Finnish champions in this, and here we are not so successful, but anyway, in the main league. And of course, you think that is there something student life? Yes, there is. So I had this kind of decent photo of partying, and different these degree programs have different colors. This is business students, these ones. These are actually mechanical engineering. They are not prisoners from USA, but they are mechanical engineering people. So this is some kind of celebration in the, so much leaf. This must be then autumn, because leaves are already there. All right. And we have a very good student life. There are a lot of parties. I don't anymore participate in those, but a lot of them. So, but studying is the main thing, of course. We want that you study and graduate. All right, so more information you can find there. About our student services, we have excellent this housing, student housing services. So probably if you come to Lappeenranta, you get for sure a flat there, which is reasonably priced. I don't know in Prono, do you have any kind of that system at all here? Do you know maybe? Yeah.
Not flat, but a room for
yeah. So we have thousands of those rooms available. So it's quite, yeah. Yeah.
But basically, during the first weeks of the beginning of the semester, we can promise that we will provide it.
Well, when a person from rectorship says so, it's true. so now it's and actually I know personally the managing director of that student housing company, so I can push him to do the things properly. All right. Then further, so in a way, many-sided environment. If you like nature, then definitely you see that this is the south end of our biggest lake, Lake Saimaa. So it goes up to 300 kilometers to north from here. And the width is 250 kilometers. So quite large. All right, let's go further. Or do you have some questions? Yeah, I'm a little bit talkative. Don't ask about the beer price, but everything else is good. Then we have put together computer science and engineering. I think you are from information technology faculty. And we have this applied mathematics, which Lassi is representing. Lassi is a professor of applied mathematics together, and you too, yeah. But you are on leave because you are vice rector. So, but anyway, yes. So these together, and that we call data-centric engineering. And there is some link where you can get more information. Application period is this, and I think you know these details. And so there is still time to think, and we are thinking one thing, that some Finnish students are interested to come to this double degree arrangement and come to study here, and we will bring them here and they can meet you. And I think then we have 10 double degree students at least, but let's see how it goes. So they will come to see you and you can meet them, and then gives to you some motivation. Or
you get the position.
well, that's why there are these packs too, yeah. So it helps you. And what we do, we offer these master thesis topics directly about what we do as research. So it's not anything theoretical, it also means that we offer exactly those things what we know. And if it's something which we don't know, we don't offer it. So it's very simple. So what we have medical image processing. This is actually retina image. So analysis of retina image and actually diagnosis for medical doctors. So to help them with semi-automatic system to give assistance to the doctor. This is connected to breast cancer and construction there. And these are usually very international projects. This we were dealing with Bristol University and University of California at Berkeley, and this is from Austin, University of Austin at Texas, and MD Anderson Cancer Center. So there's also international connection there. Then very much industrial projects. So this is an industrial process, some analysis, image-based analysis. This is actually seen inside the lock, so piece of wood. You cut it and you get the boards outside. And you may think that what's the problem here, but how do you tune the sewing angle? That's the challenge there. And then when you do it properly, you get more profits and better products there out. I think you have some kind of touch of industrial matters, I would guess. And this is about waste treatment and using the computer vision there. Then traffic issues is one, and one in Finland is that how are our traffic signs, are they okay? So they might get a little bit worn because we have a lot of sunshine in the winter, in the summer, and then winters are very hard. So this minus degrees really harms this traffic sign. So the thing is that how to check that weather condition is okay. Okay, we have cameras and they check where are the signs, and then they don't, it doesn't matter what sign it is, but the main thing is that is it okay or not, should it be replaced? And now we do it manually, it costs some 8 million euros per year, and the service time is that it takes 5 years to go back to the same traffic sign, so it's very slow. In our system it's real time, and we save a lot of money because it's automatic and it's just attached on the car which goes here along the road. This is the busy road in the middle of the day in Lappeenranta, so you see one car there, so nearly rush hour. So if you want to have some kind of peace, not very crowded traffic, then Lappeenranta is an excellent choice. This is about planktons. I will a little bit tell this deeply later, that the different plankton types tell about the situation in the water area. Climate change, for example, which unfortunately we could see very well here, but who has time to analyze 1 million images come per day? No time for biologists. Then in Lake Saimaa we have this special seal and only 400 seals left. And 2,000 is the limit, so it's very much in danger. But only way to help these animals is that to track them and see where they are. And you remember, 300 kilometers, 150. Lake Saimaa is large, and 400 seals. So it's we really have to know where they are, and this is the way to do it. Then social signal processing, so how the behavior comes. Here it's quite clear maybe, but when it's some kind of more challenging situation, sportsman gives a statement that how I played hockey, then we, without even hearing the text, we can guess that how it went. Is he happy or not? Or something between, so this kind of thing. And then non-vision data. It doesn't mean that it's a so small fraction of this data analytics with non-vision thing, but we have, like, energy consumption is very important there to analyze. And now it's even more important, this energy consumption, so we can automatically tune the systems that you put saunas on in a different time, for example. Think if all Finnish 2 million electricity heated sauna is tuned on at the same time. 2 million times 8 kilowatts. It's a catastrophe. But we can avoid this by doing analysis. All right. And all these topics are connected to our master thesis. And that I don't talk so-called nonsense. I took the list of these example of thesis what we have had. So retinal limits, seal re-identification, sawmill industry, plankton recognition, human action recognition, energy behavior. So it looks that it is really true. These are the master thesis topics we have offered recently, and these people have graduated and we have published them. All our master theses are published there. Everybody can see that. Then how about this year? Retina images, plankton recognition, and animal pattern recognition. So this is seal or some other animals, and then some X-ray analysis of logs, which is in the sawmill industry. And then multi-modality non-contact human vital signs sensing. So, and forecasting renewable energy production with transformer neural network. So we use these modern techniques. Actually, one question I didn't ask that, what level students you are? Are you bachelor students or master students? You're master students. So you have actually knowledge of data classification or data clustering. So we try to use as modern solutions as possible here, and usually they are quite available. Okay, then this shortly about this topic. So has anybody had this retina image screening? You have, so you know this. You look up there and then this imaging happens and then analyzes. We have, unfortunately, 20% of Finns have diabetes, so we have this quite a problem that we need to screen these eyes because we have so high diabetes thing. We are, I think, two things we have. It's so dark winter, so we lack vitamin D, and our population is small, so we are a little bit degenerated. So we are sensitive to these things. Not too degenerated, but some sense too. So then we modeled the medical doctors' understanding of this problem. Then we have statistical prediction, what are the problems when we get an image. And there are many interesting challenges here. So this is definitely what every year we offer this kind of thesis topic. If you come to Lappeenranta, you will have this topic as one option. We also talked to the expert of this faculty today, so there might be even nice joint cooperation. And always our goal is a research publication. Mostly it means a conference publication, but it might be even journal publication. All right, then the seal problem, camera trap images, this kind of, they are there, and problem is that there are many kind of images, and then we should do this recognition based on fur pattern, not the face of the seal, but fur pattern. And you see that it's a challenging problem, image processing problem. You have had some image processing basic courses, it's so. Yeah, okay. So you can guess that matching these two is not so simple to make a decision whether it's the same seal or different seal. So that's the challenge there. And so we make a biometric passport about seals. And finally, we end up to the, are you familiar with neural networks? solutions. All right, then so we do some processing, so we get nice segmentation and also emphasizing the seal, then they get the patterns, then to put the pattern to the patches, then to train the patches to the neural network and get the result that seal number 3, 93% probability that it's that. So we get the top 5 list and all the others more or less is 0. So we get for the biologist, instead of 400 seals, we get the 5 candidates. And then the qualified biologist can quite easily to select one of those 5. Of course, the optimal would be to have 100% probability for one seal, but of course it never happens. All right, and now we generalize this to other seals. We have done it also already to cyma-ring seals, radical-ring seals, and then other seals and other animals with fur patterns is our goal next. So that will be probably a future master thesis topic. Okay. Yes, so this is the idea here. This is quite challenging thing because it can be any position, so it's a highly nonlinear problem. Non-rigid, highly nonlinear fur is there. So it's challenging and it's good. In research you must have challenges. Then about this lock in the sawmill industry, so optimized sawing, how to cut the lock is the question. Now it comes more or less quite randomly, but here we can get a pretty good estimate about sawing angles. Then we can predict the final product. So when we get the lock, this kind of 3-dimensional point cloud, we can do virtual sawing and predict what types of boards come out. And also we can check the quality of these boards, that everything is okay, that if there's some mechanical hit or something there, so customers are happy. And here we have been collaborating. This is our second biggest forest industry company in the world, Stora Enso. Finnos is doing this lock scanners. Finscan is doing this board scanner quality things. We have had a cooperation with Brno University, so just telling that it's possible then MIT inverse mathematicians there, and money we get from Business Finland. So that's how it goes. And then everybody is happy. This is ongoing process. We have the next step going there, so it's not yet solved. Okay, then next one is this plankton thing. This is the plankton. You may think that this is easy, but problem is that there are 50 different classes. And you see inside the one class quite much variation. Then between the classes there is variation. So this is a super difficult problem in that sense that inside the class there's a variation, but between the classes there's a variation. And then the question is that when some new image comes from a device which you put in the water, it makes quite nice images. Its segmentation works well. So what plankton type it is? And the challenging story is that there are 50 main categories, but can you guess how many in total there are? Main categories are 50 classes, but how many in total of these different plankton types? It's 10,000. So there will be topics still, thesis topics about this. It's not yet solved. So we deal with the Finnish Environment Institute with a very good biologist, as with these seals, it's a biologist, and these are different biologists, and we have a nice 6 years project going on there about this. So this actually is a general problem. Is that this is very clear. You know the neural networks. You have a training data. You can train the system. All right, and then you get some kind of estimate. So, but there are some problems. Imbalance of data. Samples per class vary, and sizes of samples vary. So that's a challenge. Active learning. Who has time to label this? A lot of samples. It's time consuming. So we have a semi-automatic solutions to help this person who labels it, that semi-automatically does it. So instead of 1,000 samples, we get 100,000 samples, annotated samples. Then domain application. How about if measuring this device changes? Is the data still looking the same? Is this model working? If not, then we are in trouble. open set classification means that if something new comes, and we have not even trained this system to recognize some new samples. So these are our thesis topics, actually. So all of these. Metric learning, so we do the, is the sample similar or not? And then we train it like that. Okay, and this is one example what we did about this size problem, that this is a huge problem for neural networks, that the size is different. So with Pavel supervision, Jaroslav Pures did quite nice master thesis and solved this problem, and we had some also conference paper about this. So this really works. So I just want to motivate you that we are really doing that in practice. And really it works. And then different variations of neural networks and testing that how it works. So that's how it is. And that's about actually this topic. So do you have some questions about these topics? I'm a little bit talkative, so I'm unusual Finn. So just tell if you have some questions about this so far, please. So any questions? We have weekly supervision meetings. We nicely have some 2 or 3 supervisors, and we are equally happy to help you. So don't be worried that you wouldn't get the supervision. We are very eager to get results and go further. Then how this would go, this double degree? This is just examples because these different courses may move, may change. So, for example, if you study first year here, then you come for the second year with us, and you do the master's thesis with us, but it's a joint supervision with the local Brno University of Technology supervisor. So we do it always together. So Pavel or somebody from there, Adam or whoever it is, we will have always joint supervision here. And the things could go as it is planned, that depending how we do timing in this thing is that it's in the middle here, this thing, but it can be agreed how it's more usual. I don't know, in your case, maybe, is this better that if you study here the first year, then you come to us? But it's about how we agree. It's flexible. There are no limitations, at least as far as I know, not from our side, and I think maybe not from your side. As far as I know, how are the experts, local experts saying? I think it's quite flexible.
Yeah, there are a number of options how to study, because it's always like individual study plan for students.
Yeah.
Maybe one comment. Potentially the stay in Finland can be covered from Erasmus Plus exchange program. So basically the idea is that you enroll for Erasmus Plus for 1 year of your study, you get it financially covered from there and stay 1 year in Finland. And the plan is we have also for the incoming students, we have this accredited English study program, Mitana. So the point is that the Finnish students, when they start in Lappeenranta, then they continue on this English study program here. And if you study the standard master program, you can go and continue your studies in Finland, for example, for the second year. And the plan is also that you basically get the degrees from both sides. So you defend in Finland and also here.
And all our courses at master level are in English. So it's very good in that sense. And maybe Lassi, do you want to add something?
Yeah, so the good thing over here is that you get basically 2 degrees in the price of 1. So I think it's a good selling point. And of course getting abroad is good for the job market in general.
And since our topics are quite practical, they are useful merit for the industry if you want to go to work in a company. But on the other hand, they are also academic if you think academic career. So both are possible.
Yes, we are always looking for PhD students.
Yeah. And nearly all of our new doctors, these doctoral students, are our ex-master students. And the best ones, of course, we always try to employ. That's clear. But there are also industrial options, like if you get interested in that sawmill industry, there's definitely a job for you. So there are many opportunities here. And if you think that is this kind of studying worthwhile, well, my 36 years have gone very quick. So at least we have liked, and Lassi has liked also, so we all like this. And there's a smiling fellow too, so it's really worthwhile. Do you have some questions about this? These courses, of course, are how they are at the moment. Please.
What would have done if somebody prolonged his study? For example, instead of studying 2 years, he would study 3 years instead.
So study here the first, or?
I mean, probably in general, like, is it still manageable?
I think it's manageable, but I think it comes down to the money, because I think this Erasmus is only for this 1 year when you're abroad. But of course, if it just gets prolonged a little bit, so it's just an arrangement issue, so it doesn't.
It's possible, but it's maybe not supported.
Yeah, I think that I understand the question in that sense that can the double degree can be achieved if you prolong the studies from 2 years to 3 years. I would say yes. The point is that you need to stay 1 year in Finland, otherwise you will not be qualified for the Finnish program. And also the diploma work should be somehow defended on both sides. And what has been said about Erasmus Plus is true. So basically the Erasmus Plus maximum is 1 year, so we cannot financially support more than 1 year in Finland. But other than that, I don't see any obstacles.
In the Finnish system, we don't have any limitations, but of course, if the support is limited, then that has to be counted. In your system, you maybe have some limitation.
No. I mean, if you prolong the studies from 2 years to 3 years on our side, there is no problem. Really, the only thing is that you get financially covered for Finland for 1 year from Erasmus Plus.
Yeah, I think the financial issues here are the only one which is a bit dubious, but otherwise I think it will work out fine.
To say the truth, I think the oldest our student is 70 years old, but you don't have to study so long, because we don't have any limit. I would recommend you to graduate earlier. Yeah. Aha. Okay. Thank you for that. Then. Yeah, please.
Is Erasmus Plus financial coverage enough to support an average student for a year, or would I have to also work while studying?
Okay,
so maybe that's for me. So we recommend that you have around 800 euros per month in order to survive in Lappeenranta. And maybe Mihaly, you can comment on the amount of what you get.
In general, we recommend to all students who go just for Erasmus that they have to have some savings, because the Erasmus grant is to cover just the difference between living costs in home country and the host country. So some kind of savings you should have, or you should find some part-time job.
I think that from the practical point of view, probably if you have Erasmus grant in Finland and you don't drink too much, you probably don't need as much money as you would need here. But also, maybe you can explain, Heikki, I believe that the diploma thesis in your side can be also happening in companies.
Yes, that's a good comment. So you, if you want to do it outside of the laboratory, it's possible to do in a company, but then you have to find this position. And companies offer with money these positions, and we have always a couple of students who do it by themselves. So that's one possibility, and then you can go to company and you are paid for this last spring there, and yeah, like here.
They pay a full salary for you, or they can give a scholarship through our foundation, and then it's, I don't know, 15,000 euros as a scholarship.
So for example, I have now 3 students doing the thesis. For example, in this Stora Enso, one is over there, one is in Fortum and so on. So they are working on this. The big companies.
One is now going to Intel, for example,
Yeah,
and so on.
That's a different system in a way from our system. So in our system, if you are doing diploma thesis and you are employed along with that, we don't mind that much, but we don't directly support it. In Finland, this is somehow directly supported. And really about, I don't know what is the student grant for Finland currently.
I think it's about 500 or 600 euros per month.
And you probably you lose it if you have a full-time job.
No, it doesn't matter.
Aha, so you can get it as a bonus. All right. Then that's good.
So I think it's quite
because if you do the job, then of course you can get.
It's quite reasonable because for sure you need 200 euros in here.
Yeah.
So if you add the grant to it, you can survive in Finland. Always the experience of students is that if you really don't spend too much money, the grant is just enough. Of course, if you want to do some traveling, if you add together the amount of money you need here and the grant, you are okay. And well, from the faculty you get some small support. I think it's about 10,000 per amount. But anyway, you can apply and do something about that.
And the cheapest studio flats are in this student housing company, something like 300 per month. I think that's the lowest price, so you can't go lower. Well, if you share a room, but that's already a little bit inconvenient. But if you want to have a own room, then it's 300 minimum. And then as much you want to increase, it's no problem. They are private. Something like 500. Studio flat, own studio flat is 500.
Because sharing the room in the dormitories here is more or less a standard.
Standard. Aha. So you share a room. Okay, then you can cut it to 150. But if you want to totally own studio flat, like from the private markets, it's 500 at the moment. I check it in the morning. Lowest one is 500. Looks totally decent. Yeah, you know it very well because you did the contract. So, yeah. 5 to 6 euros, and you can share that too if you want. But then it's a private apartment. So, so that's the money-wise situation. So you said that was it 500 this support?
5 or 600.
Yeah. Yes. Then Pavel's hint was good that don't drink too much, at least in the Finnish pubs, because it's expensive. But that you can handle. So, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So. We sometimes offer. So, it is at least 5 euros in a pub per pint, and it can go up to 13 or 12 euros. So it's a horrible price. So, okay, but maybe that's not the main problem. The main thing is think of this double degree, that you get 2 degrees. Okay, please.
What if we haven't enrolled in all of those courses yet? For example, I haven't enrolled in computer graphics yet, because I have all the courses right now.
So you have not, or you have already done it?
I haven't.
Yeah. Timing is saying that when you are going to do it, because now when you apply for now, then it's the next. Yeah, it's a good question. That have you done it when you are you ready to go to Lappeenranta?
That's more a question
Maybe,
to Andrei,
yeah.
but I think the point is that there is a minimum amount of credits that you have to gather here, and there is a minimum amount of credits that you have to gather in Lappeenranta.
So it all depends on credits.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the exact course is.
So it's like a 60, and you think of your part here, and then we think of our part here. But if it's the second part, then 30 is always thesis, and that's clear. And we offer that kind of courses here that you can get another 30 easily. So you get this 60. So if you have done this first part and you have agreed here internally, then everything should go fine. Because I think we don't have any compulsory exact structure. It always can be individual. And because it's reasonable in that way. But this is more or less fixed because we have certain set of courses. We don't have so much optional courses because we have a limited set of people here, some certain amount, and then that's why we offer always the same set. But then there are, of course, other courses than this is from our specialization, so computer vision and pattern recognition specialization. But then in applied mathematics already there might be something which we can think. But this is what we try to offer the basic set because then you are ready for our thesis. But I think you already have some kind of background knowledge about this. But we try to make sure that you have suitable skills when you start to do this master's thesis. And so there are a lot of options. There are also options in the company in this system. So two of our students, or is it even three, are now going to company to do real computer vision topic there with paid salary. But it's up to you, and it's up to company. They do the selections and so on. But we offer always, you never get without topic. So if you are 10 of you, we offer always 10 topics. So everybody can get the topic. All right, please.
I will question, is it somehow possible to study the first year at LUT and the second on UT?
Yeah, that's possible, but it must be planned.
Yeah. It would be, if it goes well, the next year that I will start the master's program, so I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's no problem, just it's planning that it must be planned suitably. Only thing what we really have to do together is this thesis supervision. So the topic can come from you, and then we do it together, not from directly necessary from our laboratory, but jointly think topics.
There may be a problem because if you look at the structure, the thesis work is planned to be at the laboratory. So the question is whether you can accept if you do thesis work or not at their side, whether they accept you the credit for the thesis, or you need to enroll some other courses in order to get that 60 ECTS for the study in Finland. Because
yes, that
the requirement is
60.
You need to have
Yes.
60 here, 60 there.
Yeah,
You
60 is
have
needed.
like mandatory courses, so you need to fulfill all these mandatory courses. You don't have any kind of fixed mandatory courses, but
actually all of these courses are compulsory.
Extra to have at least 60. So in this case, you need to probably study one more year because otherwise you cannot fit in this schedule.
I think the plan is that some of the ideas that we spend the first year in our own university and the other year in the other university. I think if you decide to spend first year at Lappeenranta University of Technology, I think this is doable. But then the course supervision on the thesis can be somehow planned. So probably in the second year, we will have to do a few trips to Finland anyway, and then we have to sort out the credits. Because on this side, you will get credit, you will get only 18 credits for the diploma work, which we can't quite change. That would probably need some extra courses. But I think still this is doable.
I think that mostly it will be kind of individual study plan because every student has some different situations, so we need to find how to fit into this structure. But this is kind of standard or ideal structure that is easiest way how to go through this double degree, at least for our students. And any deviation from this may be a bit complicated, but I think it can be managed.
Thank you.
Planning is important.
Probably the rule would be that, not probably, the rule would be that you get 120 credits minimum and you get 60 on each side. If you go just something just over the 120 credits, if you get 62 at one side and 63 on the other side, good. But we probably wouldn't like to go too much below the 60 on each side. Plan 60 plus on each side.
Yeah, good question. So please ask more. Yeah, please.
So last week I was trying to find more information about the subjects from your university, and I wasn't able to find like a website where all of the info is. and I found one, but there wasn't everything from the double degree program, so I just want to know if there is any site where I can find all this information.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem because these double degrees, these are the big specialist things.
Yeah.
So there's no this kind of proper information unfortunately available. So this is the way we distribute the information that we come here and tell you. And then basically you can ask us and email us. I think these general guidelines for application deadlines and so on are there, but these are so specialized. So because we don't, this number of double degree students is very small. I think we are talking about like one-digit numbers or two-digit numbers.
So some of these subjects are directly for the double degree students, not from.
Sorry?
So some of these subjects are only for double degree.
So
these are for all.
These are the general topics.
So when you
those are all available also in our website, but like they are not tailored and framed. So this kind of double degree advertisement.
I think the question was about some general information on the courses.
Yeah.
So perhaps that we can just send.
you mean the content?
These are available for the courses.
Yeah,
but there was a website review of this LUT system recently, which maybe
and if you think that what you should study is the same compulsory set of compulsory courses and as any CVPR specialization student have, so they are actually here. So these are the compulsory courses.
If you have the browser, so you can just go to this LUT and show them.
That's a challenging thing that can I do it, that am I able to do it, because it's really a bit tricky to find. But then I promised actually here that there's this link that, let's see how it goes. We can make an online experiment here that yeah, links should work. I checked that, but let's see whether it works. Okay, this should be like this. And okay. No, okay. I press this one. What happens? Yes. This internet should be working. This is EduRoam. Okay, then we go to. This is our program.
So this is a program website for this kind of like marketing purposes.
Yeah.
But for these courses, so you need to go somewhere else.
So this is study guide link, so I would guess that this is.
Don't go there.
But now it went there.
Don't go there. Go away. Go away.
But here you can get the list. Yeah.
Last week, and I only found like 3 or 4 courses from all of the list. So I wasn't.
So yeah, good question, but yeah.
I was able to find these courses because I had some list where the courses are also in code. So
yeah,
I was able
so
to
our courses are now in this system called LUT. Don't ask me who. And then there's completing studies, I think. And then there's this kind of you need to click through all the things and study guides. And then you'll find computational engineering.
Very simple.
It's very simple. I know it.
Yeah.
And then you find these ones. And there's the master's program data center engineering, and the DD stands for the double degree. Yeah. And if you click that, so you'll go to the same page.
Okay. But the specialization comes there, so you just select the, and then you see our courses.
Yes, and now you should click courses and find this.
The description what we have in the study guide is study guide, so that's here. And it's a description of the basic description of each course, but it's of course very limited way to tell it. So.
Yeah. I don't know that I asked the question at all.
Yeah, but this is the way. Only 7 clicks and then you're already there. So there you'll find this kind of very compressed way to about explains the content. And if you really want to have a deeper information, then you should have access to this Moodle page. But this, I think, we should not give to outsiders this because of EU, this data regulation laws.
I think that it may be worthwhile perhaps to send some more information on the courses. Yeah. I think the students on our side are used to get this information and then some outline of the course, such as list of
actually, there it is. If you press like that one, there should be description what is the content of that. So here comes the content description, learning outcomes and content, like a standard way of presenting these things. And then also the size and what are the activities, that exercises, lectures and practical assignments. And this is of course just a list of the topics, nothing about more deeper, but I don't know, but do you describe this in the same way or do you explain more?
We give a little bit more detailed information, such as for example list of the lectures, but it's not significantly deeper.
There is a size there is a way mentioned that which time and how many hours per week and this kind of information is mentioned. Usually this course is weekly, so it's 14 weeks in the autumn, so 7 weeks plus 7 weeks.
That's similar to us.
There are this completion.
There is this list of how this is implemented. And then what is there, that electronic exam, practical assignment, exercise tasks, so that 3 different ways to do it. So all of these 3 affect your overall grade there. And then how it's really implemented, then you can see when the course starts and on the Moodle page it's explained. In this course it has been quite automated thing. And electronic exam means that you go to a exam where the questions are actually randomized, and then you even do some code in there. So it's a little bit modern actually. And you can select the time of your exam individually. That's a good thing there. You just book, you go there, you do it. System randomizes your questions and then you type the things.
Only for you, but also for others, we have extra web pages for every degree, so we will take the link from the 6th step, or it was 7th step, and put it in
maybe that the direct link to the double degree page would be good to be. I understand your problem.
Maybe from the experience of students who have been there and that have been here, I think that also the teaching load is quite comparable. The university in Lappeenranta and Lahti has slightly better ranking than our university, so you should not be disappointed. And it also should not be like 10 times more work, so it's
hopefully roughly the same. And I just wondered, do we have access to this Moodle page? We could show that how it looks, but I'm not teaching that course, so maybe I don't even have access to that. But you have access to all the courses.
Yeah, of course.
You could even show.
Here are the math sides.
Yeah. So this is what we are going to negotiate tomorrow, that could we integrate the applied mathematics specialization here also too. So we have more, then we would have a whole thing together.
Yeah. So by the way, tomorrow we are visiting, or the colleagues are visiting Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, and there are some negotiations about the 3D program, so that may be combined.
What do you have nowadays under this modeling with partial differential equations?
Mathematics professor.
Because I was giving his lectures 8 years ago.
So Andreas is now rewriting that.
Yeah.
So you should ask him, but I suppose it's going to be a bit more theoretical, maybe. But
So these courses we do together in both specializations.
So
we have 2 courses there.
Maybe I could say that so in mathematics, maybe it's not visible here, but we have got like
or
3.
You can take a mic.
3 different topics, which are like I'm representing maybe nowadays mostly this kind of computational statistics. So that's like Markov chain, Monte Carlo, Kalman filter type of things.
And then we have got inverse problems, which goes to, for example, to tomography methods and things like that. And then we have got this, what Jari was mentioning, the PDEs, partial differential equations and their solutions with either turbulence or what not.
I'm not a mathematician, so a little bit.
But of course you can take some courses from this side as well, so that's why I'm maybe a little bit advertising also these ones.
So this is very unique combination in Finland, so we don't have this kind of data center engineering program so many. So this is really
so we try to brand ourselves that we are like blending mathematics to machine learning, which is not the general case, because typically you have got the computer science departments, then you have got the math departments separately, and they don't interact necessarily. So it's a pretty strong combination, especially I think like what my background is in this kind of like doing this kind of computational statistics, which can be always branded as AI. And then I have been doing, for example, these kind of deep probabilistic models, which are pretty powerful tools, and they go more to these kind of like Gaussian processes and things like that. And I think Heikki, you are more neural net, or at least Lasse is neural networks.
Yeah, I must say that
I'll give you to Mike.
We want to cooperate with mathematicians because it's a simple reason. We need them. So there are things which we can't do because we are not highly enough qualified. So that's why we are together, and I think our computation expertise is good for you too. So we have this joint thing.
What we are saying is that we are the ones who tell you are your methods robust or not. Basically, that's the case.
Maybe one practical information that you might be interested in. The timing of the school year is not exactly the same as here, but it's quite compatible.
That's a good comment.
Earlier in September, so it's basically early September till Christmas, and the summer semester is.
When you start in the autumn?
Well, in here we start typically something like third week of September, and we finish teaching just before Christmas, and in January we have exams. And then in mid-February we start the summer semester, and we finish teaching like first half of May, and the exams are happening throughout like May and start of July. Start of June.
We are
finished by the end of June.
So we start in the beginning of September, second or first week. So it's nearly the same.
So basically, if you count like early September till end of June, it's the same like here.
So, and we finish before Christmas. So, and then in January we start. It depends. Now it's a third week, so it's quite later than usual. But when you will start? Yeah, because there's an exam period there.
To ours, except that during the winter we should not
it's
be
only better.
more than 10 minutes.
So when do you start usually in January, your period?
4th February.
So it's a couple of weeks later then. Yeah. But if you come to Finland and you spend the whole year, then you just follow our timetable. It's very simple.
The winters in Finland are colder. That's not a problem. The daylight is shorter, but if you stay in the university, like in the buildings, it's okay. And,
you don't know this day and night.
Sorry to say that, guys. Yeah. That from my experience, it seems that we all think that Finns are very tough guys. They are, but they're not somehow physically adapted to the cold climate. So the conditions for people to live there are comparable to what we can expect here. So we are not exposed to too much cold, and so even in the winter the conditions are somehow survivable by Czechs. Even if outside this is colder. And summers are just lovely because I mean you have longer daylight. In fact, the weather can be even warmer than here in summer. I experienced +36 in June in Finland.
You need one more pullover in Finland compared to Czech. So that's the difference in the winter time.
Yeah.
It's -20, but it's really nothing if you are not standing there.
Because it's dry. Here it's more humid air. So in Finland, if it's -20 and it's dry, it's nearly like nothing.
Yeah.
Here it's -10 and it's humid. It's the relatively same. So it's.
We should talk about heat transfer coefficient, not the temperature itself.
And I think the only thing is this darkness, but is it 2 hours difference to here? So it's not the end of the world, I think. Probably.
It's more than that.
Okay, maybe 2.5.
On average, it's same.
Yeah, we are in the south. If we were in the north, then no sunshine, so that's a totally different. But we are in the south, so there is something like during the Christmas, something like 5 hours even can shine, and so it's something there, not totally darkness. So that might be a little bit thing. But anyway, you study so hard you don't notice it. Oh, please, there's some question.
I have 2 questions. First one, just to clarify, there is no requirement to finish all courses that are compulsory on our university, or something similar on LUT?
I think this is again a matter of negotiation and discussion. So you make a mutual agreement.
Yeah, well, you should have this individual study program, and we should be working according to our accredited study program. So technically speaking, you have to go through all of the compulsory courses, but we can accept some of the courses from Finnish South as our compulsory courses. So I don't, technically you're right, but I don't see any practical problem in that. Because the compulsory courses are not that many in the new master study.
With us it's simple because we only have compulsory courses because we have so limited set. So you simply read everything we have available and they are all compulsory because it's not so many of them. So this is the list you study, and that's simple. You don't have to select anything. You study just what is compulsory, and that's exactly what you need as studies.
This, for example, computer vision from Finland can be accepted as our computer vision and so on. So Andra studied that, and we don't find it like, how to say that, prohibitive for the studies there.
Second question, do you have northern lights in Finland?
It's possible if you are awake in the night, but I usually sleep. So
sometimes we can see even in Helsinki and also in Lappeenranta.
But it's only
probability is higher if you go to Lapland.
Yeah.
Finland is more than 1,000 kilometers long, so weather and everything is quite different in Lapland than the south of Finland.
Actually, I did see one in Lapland.
Yes, it's possible. It depends on the winter.
Yeah, but you have to awake in the night, so
and be outside.
And be outside. And no clouds, of course. That's a one thing. So
it's easier to see those northern lights in countryside, because if you are in the city center and you have all the street lights, then you don't really recognize. But if you are in the middle of forest and in the countryside, then you can see them better.
Maybe I opened this issue of winter in Finland. So it's survivable by Czechs. To some extent, it's even more acceptable than the winter here, because in Finland, once there is snow, there is snow. So there is nothing like muddy winter. That the snow will fall down and melt in 2 weeks and then come again and so on. So basically, from our point of view, when the snow falls down in Finland, it more or less stays through the winter.
In the middle of winter.
Yes, January, February is real winter.
Guaranteed.
It varies when the snow really comes. Is it November, December, and how long it takes?
And you can do winter swimming, hole in the lake, in the ice, and it's very refreshing. So something like +4. We can even arrange, if you come to Finland, I can promise we can arrange that winter swimming. You go first and then I will come later if there is room and time.
It's not so terrible as you might imagine. It's more terrible if you go to swim very early in the spring and you need to walk in the shallow water in the lake. It's terrible if you need to walk before it's deep enough for swimming. If you just jump in the hole in the ice and come back in less than 1 minute, no problem.
And it's healthy for your blood circulation. And also 24 seconds is the limit that then it starts to affect. So it's something like, based on the study, 24 seconds. They might feel a little bit long seconds, but it's doable. But if there is a more open hole there, the trick is that you really go and start to go from the shoreline to this direction, and then, oh, I must go back, and 24 seconds goes. 12 seconds, and that's usually, I think maybe this is the measure. Yeah, and then so it's eating and drinking, and you feel great. So I recommend you to go first there to lake, not to first to go to sauna, because then it's a strange effect. So best effect you can get that you go without sauna there, and then get this shock, and then you go back to sauna, and then you can repeat. It's really, really interesting. I have a Czech friend and I took him to this kind. We have also public places, public saunas for winter swimming. And I thought that we'd go there once because I thought that, oh, it's so freezing. He did it 8 times. And he said, oh, I love this. So then I said that I already done this so much that once is enough to me. Which was, of course, lie because I thought, well, that's a little bit horrible, but he liked it.
I don't know whether you have been to Finland, guys, but we have been there also with my wife several times for several months, and we find it quite acceptable. In fact, we somehow discussed at home that if we need to leave Czech Republic once, we will probably tend to go to Finland because everything seems acceptable for us in Finland. Not like that, for example, in the UK or United States. I don't know whether it's the other way around, but I mean, for us, life in Finland is perfectly acceptable, and you don't really have to adapt to it too much.
And there is always room for this, some kind of side factory of Kamea there, so we can always find some kind of so no problem. Yes. Okay, please.
I'm a little bit afraid to ask this question, but what if I fail one of the courses here in Brno?
You mean beforehand? Somehow you fail and then
before.
That I don't know how it's.
Well, you need to finish this. There was this question before. So you need to finish the set of the mandatory courses here, and basically some of the mandatory courses can be replaced by the courses that you take in Finland. If you fail the course here and, for example, need to travel to Finland, then we can make an individual study plan for you to do it in the second year remotely. I think that when people are on Erasmus, there is a general rule that we allow maybe 2 courses to be done remotely under individual study plan. So you do have a chance to finish that, to make a second round, basically. But you cannot avoid the course completely.
We have had a couple of cases, not with this university, but from the other university, that this first year studies were not completed. And if there are too many, of course, it's a challenge. But I think one is not the problem. Yeah. And then it's. I'm quite sure that this will work pretty well. And I think we don't have any limit if all good students are welcome. High quality students. We need 2 things in the university. High quality students and research funding. And if that happens, everything is great. So that's why our motivation why we came here. Also Czech peer is one reason, but you are the main reason. That's the fact. Motivation. But you are the main reason. We need good students. That's the fact. Yeah, please.
Because I received a question from some student who asked on your website and also in the agreement there is that you need like certificate of the language skills.
Yeah, that's
I'd say that's the thing that maybe for students, or at least some, a bit complicated, because I believe that most of them can speak English very well, but your requirements are like C level or something, can to be proved by like an official certificate. Usually for Erasmus, I think that the B level is somewhere accepted, B2 is enough, so this is a bit higher than for usual Erasmus exchange, so that was a question whether it is really mandatory, but I saw in your admission process.
In the double degree cooperation.
So in the double degrees it's a bit more complicated, because if we have a double degree within the EU, I think if the programs are in English, so then you don't need to have these certificates. But I'm not sure, because if your program is in Czech, so that might actually be a problem. But these requirements don't come from us, but they are university level. Yeah. So I could give actually the mic to Jari.
I'm responsible for research and innovations, not for teaching.
But
I know that we have this university level requirements for master studies, that you need to have a certain level in English and this certificate. But if I'm correct, I think so that in double degree programs we can be more flexible.
I think we should be.
I have interviewed all the candidates, and if they pass my interview, I say yes, but I don't know about these details. So have you even checked this language? When I have said yes, it's a yes.
I think, I don't know, because that's checked before we get the applications.
Yeah,
so those are checked before we even see anything.
So we have to investigate on them.
I have also rejected candidates, not double degree, but this general candidates.
There's actually one more question.
This was actually my question also. This is my problem. And I don't have C1, these certificates that you have on websites, but I have, like, I was on Erasmus last year and I got like this test from Erasmus, from European Union on C1 level, but I don't know if that's something, if that helps, or, but only I do have B2 FCE certificate, but I don't have C1 from the list.
We should check this, because the fact is that I have never passed any languages. I have not even thought of that.
Me neither.
Maybe same to you. You have never passed. So
in high school, yes.
Yeah, in the school, of course.
Yeah, but I think this is a question we might need to follow up.
This should be, of course, checked. But in that open call, we have an open call to see this international master degree program. Then we require, because anybody from anywhere without any preset he can apply for. So then we have to check that. Of course, I will interview everybody anyway. And double degree usually happens all right, except there was one person who couldn't speak English, so that's cross. But that was a Chinese fellow, I don't know what he tried to do. But anyway, content-wise, I talk with you that you know these things, but I already noticed that when I saw the research topics that you obviously understood that. But then we have an interview for everybody. I have a certain set of questions, and then I make my decision. And it's usually quite easy. And it's not about perfect speaking English, but that we can communicate. If I understand you and you understand me, I think test pass.
But is this, Mihaila, in the agreement actually, this?
Yeah, we have, it is in agreement. This is exactly specified what kind of tests are accepted.
You should remove that part.
Is it still possible to remove it? I was just thinking that how our students, I think they don't have any tests, so how this works then. You require this too, or? No, you don't require.
From your side, no.
From your side. We should remove this whole thing.
In the agreement, there's
so if you don't require, why we require it? It's really But in the previous agreement, was it really like that?
It was the same. It was the same thing. And it was added on your website, at your website, that it cannot be, the official certificate cannot be replaced with some certificate issued by the university.
When this has changed? Well, okay. Who is, by the way, responsible for that? The highest person?
Jaana.
Jaana. Okay. Somebody else. Okay, but this doesn't make any sense. If you don't require, why we would do it? To be honest.
Maybe it is copied from our English master programs to
I think so, because I don't think that, for example, with Lugano we have this.
Yeah. So in this agreement there is nothing mentioned, or is there mentioned?
I think.
Then, can you still remove it?
I'm afraid it
No.
has already been signed by the vice rector, who is not present tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we can make some adjustments.
Yeah.
You make an annex.
Yeah. Because this doesn't have any point. If you have some agreements without that, so why would you have it?
I can still call Mr. Dokovec and ask, and that's going to be signed by the rector anyway. So if you remove that, I don't think that to stop our rector from signing.
But maybe you should call Maija and ask.
You can call her at the morning.
You are the director of everything. I'm just a normal professor.
But I can delegate.
But you can scare, tell my name or something. But anyway, this is a good point, because this doesn't make any sense. If you don't require, why we require it? I see no point of it.
That it is only copied from the normal English master programs to the public degree program, and nobody has really considered it in a serious way. It's easy to copy same regulations.
And with IELTS, this African thing, I think we don't have this. This is basically
we don't have, because that's an English-speaking program. So.
Yeah, that's an English-speaking program. Yes. All right, but it's no need to make this too complicated, definitely.
We can find solutions, I think. That was the message.
We will sign whatever is possible to sign tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we can replace the whole thing or make an annex.
Yeah, that's right. We can change it. Tomorrow we smile and sign. Everything is very flexible in Finland except taxes. That's very strange. But everything else is same. And of course, alcohol laws, that's another issue. But nothing else is strict. All right. Any other questions? Very good discussion. Very good discussion. More questions today. So, you have to pay the student union fee. It's some 70 euros. We are the only country in the world where you can't get a university degree without paying labor union fees, which is very strange, but we have it. But otherwise, no tuition fees, totally free. It's free education.
If you come up with some further questions, then talk to me tomorrow morning. And in fact, we are meeting with the Finnish gentleman and the rector's office at about noon to sign it. And then they go to mechanical engineering. So if you have any remarks, something that needs to be added, then talk to me tomorrow morning.
I have one more quick question. That if you can give us a contact to someone from students, so I can reach out to someone from the students and ask for some practical questions or something.
Very good idea. So I was thinking here, so you can maybe give some connection on that.
Give me a paper.
And we are really planning to bring them here. So you can, in practice, in January or something like that, so when you are actually around, but you start the term in February.
You can also talk to Michaela Stodina. She has a list of students from our side who went to Finland. They'll probably be, because of COVID, they'll probably be out of school by now. But still, there are some reports and some contacts.
So you would like to hear comments from the Finnish students and also Czech students, or some country students?
Yeah, that would be good. Any feedback would be really nice.
We have a...
By the way, Božek Reich, that's my PhD student, he visited Finland about, was it 3 weeks ago or so? So he visited the place, so if you have any questions about the place, you can also talk to him. Božek Raj.
Thank you. You said that you plan to come up in January with your students.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah.
interesting. So maybe in January you would know who apply because there are some deadlines for applications.
Yeah,
and we may create like a group of students from both sides and go somewhere and have possibility to
So you
discuss
will be
practical
here
things.
which week of January you are back?
They have exams, so I think that for some days they should be here.
Yeah. So some suitable time, and we will come with our students. And then you can actually they can tell their side of the story. We are teachers, so they can tell their experience about our education. And you can tell your experience about your education. So and then it's more natural. So.
And then we stop the program.
Yeah. And we try to bring good students. So of course not like because the best ones won't be. So
I think actually it's going to be quite positive. So
yeah.
Those from our side who went to Lappeenranta University of Technology were quite happy with their results.
And I think our university has been voted by students as the best student activities among all Finnish universities. So which may need many kind of activities, but it's one of the really the best one.
Yes, the student feedback has been quite good in our university all the time. Also foreign students, if I put only one negative sign, is that those foreign students who come to 2 years to Finland, they don't integrate with the Finnish students perfectly because Finns have been already after high school 3 years before foreign students are coming with the masters. Yeah. And this is the only thing that we are thinking that how we improve that one. It's very natural that even if Finns are coming in 2 groups, ones are coming for 1 year and others are coming only for 2 last year, everybody has already a girlfriend and boyfriend or even both. Yeah. And then how you integrate to the, let's say, student life.
Yeah, that's why we'll try to now already make you to socialize before even selecting this option. And of course, say it directly, culture-wise it's so simple between Finns and Czechs, but then of course if it's an other continent, it might be different kind of thing. But with us, I think it has been going very well. I think absolutely no problems all the time.
Some of our students who went to Finland became married there, so it's a dangerous place.
It's not compulsory, but it's possible.
Volunteer part here.
Yeah, it's no credits about that. It's just extra bonus. So. All right. Yes. Okay. So, if no other questions, I think that was my last slide, and that's it. So.
Okay. I also have some presentation, but with all some kind of boring things, and maybe I can make it shorter because we had a quite interesting talk and discussion. So from our side, what is necessary? If you consider to apply, there are some deadlines. We have an extra website. I guess that on 3 or 4 clicks you can get it there. So it's half of the difficulties that that you need to overcome at their side. And there are just 3 important dates. One is that you need to apply like internally for this double degree program. So I guess it's end of January, and you should apply it at our study office. So probably Paní Kudelová will help you with this application. And yeah.
Some other things, like you will be sending the required documents to me, and maybe we can discuss something.
At our website there's a list of documents that you need to prepare. There's some record of your study from the bachelor level, and because the documents should be prepared until March, probably also some marks from the first term of the master studies, but it depends whether you complete it or not. Yeah.
How many of potential candidates will be considered for this double degree?
We will see. We will create a list of candidates, and I think that everybody who satisfies the requirements, it means that you have some acceptable record in your study. It means because you need to provide your marks from your past studies. So if it is at some certain level, I would say, we will put you on the list, because it's just the first round. It's done at our side, but we then send a list of candidates to the other side, and there will be interview and the selection procedure. So from our side, we can create quite a long list, because the second round will be done, and they will decide whether they will accept you or not. Okay?
We actually discussed informally during today, and that there is no strict limit like on the number of students. So if it's 3, fine. If it can be even 5, whatever. So from the practical point of view, we can satisfy all of you.
So I encourage you to apply, and in the worst case, you won't be selected. So that's nothing worse can happen for you. The second important thing is that you need to have some finance for your state, or you don't have to ask for Erasmus money, but I guess that most of you will. And then there's another deadline that you need to apply for Erasmus, like for the normal Erasmus exchange. But in this case, you should also mention that you are applying for the exchange related to this double degree. So at the website, there's like a sentence what you should include in the comments or in the notes in your application for the Erasmus. And then we will evaluate or complete the documentation internally, and after that you will get some information how to apply online at the Finnish site. So there will be some online application form, so you need to upload all the documents, prepare your application and submit it. There's another deadline, it's in March, I think, and then there will be evaluation, possibly some interviews, and I think that after 1 month of this, past this deadline, there will be some decision, so you will know in April or at the end of April whether you are accepted or not. So that's simple. And I think that we already discussed all other things. So if you have any questions related to this application process or the practical part, how to apply, what you need to satisfy, and how to plan your study, you can ask me anytime. Just write me an email or we can meet somewhere. As was discussed already, this is double degree program, which means that you need to satisfy requirements from the both sides. At the Finnish side, it's just you that you need to enroll those courses. At our side, we have mandatory courses or compulsory courses that you need to all study, and you need to finish them all. And then you need to defend and do the state exam. So you need to defend your master thesis and do the state exam. So it's the same like that you study only at our faculty, plus you need to also satisfy the requirements from the other side, and then you have both degrees. If you don't satisfy requirements from one side, I think that it's still possible to get only a single degree without the advantage of this double degree study. Okay? Are you all from that computer vision specialization? Because it was meant that this specialization best match their specialization. Because if you are from other specialization, then there will be the problem, because there are different courses and you exactly need to study 2 different programs, and it's actually not a double degree. So that's the problem with this. So, okay. Yeah, so I think that this is clear. If there are any questions, just write me, come to me, and we can discuss it. Okay? Thanks.
To remind the Finnish gentlemen are here till tomorrow afternoon. So if you will have some questions during tomorrow, just talk to us.
Good, thank you. Thanks.
So officially it's over. There are some drinks or something, so enjoy yourself.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.